All began during a very special evening in front of our little wooden table. At the age of 3 years, I noticed my mother setting some chairs in the front of our new table. She told me it was a very special day. This evening would become unique in our lives because we would have seen the first man in history walking on the moon. I will always be grateful to my mom for transmitting us such a special moment. A few years later, I was sitting beside my grandfather on his rocking chair. While we were chattering together, we heard the phone ringing. It was my mom, and while my grandmother and she were talking, my grandfather said something very curious to me. When you will be grown up, you will phone your mother, seeing each other on the phone. I thought, wow, that seems science fiction. At the age of 18, I went for a gap year in Switzerland. I worked as an au pair to learn French. I spent 60 Swiss francs a month to send letters to my parents and friends. How I would have loved to write my friends by mail and see them on Skype. My first mobile phone call took place on the stairs in the front of the Acropolis by the mobile phone of a very good friend. Hi Mom, can you imagine where I'm at today? My grandfather wasn't there anymore. Otherwise, I would have called him as first. When I became a teacher, I noticed that many kids had more and more difficulties to concentrate in simple frontal lessons. I wanted to bring a bit of life in our classrooms, so we started to give a voice to the children's drawings, and we created together our first animated books. The children get involved, and I found out that digital technology could be a wonderful instrument to incite plenty of skills. I became a mom of 3 kids. We made thousands of photos and videos, happy to share special moments with our parents and friends. But one day we had an important lesson. While my husband and I were observing our kids through the camera lens, our 10 years old son, with a very happy face in the middle of St. Peter's Square in Rome, came to us and said, "Mom, Dad, Pope Francis looked into my eyes." 20 years ago, I felt to laugh when a colleague at school showed me her remote control in her bag. But last year, I did something similar, or maybe worse. We all want to be a good parent for our kids, but how can we teach our children things who are totally new for us? As anyone else, I had to handle the question about digital issues in education. What is right? What is good for my children? How can I stimulate my children to play with other kids? How do I manage my children's digital activities while I'm working? Our children are living in a world with different physical and time limits than the world when we were young. This makes that our schools and lessons will change. How do we educate children in this new era? Future is close to us. It's a process of imagination and relation and creativity. Future is designed with all the new colors, built by different generations, by failing and thriving, by caring and sharing, knowledge, experience, and changing ideas.